Hello, everyone. It's me, Allison. The show is about to start, but just real fast, a quick reminder. I want to tell you guys, if you are doing some shopping, perhaps some Black Friday shopping, holiday shopping, etc.,
like Christmas type shopping,
any sort of shopping at all, I have put together some lists on Amazon.
Lists with things
stuff
on them?
Daniel, just pipe down for 1 second. Beauty stuff, makeup stuff, home stuff, kids stuff, podcast equipment, books I recommend, all of this stuff. And
Daniel's stuff?
Oh yeah, Daniel's Corner, where I put stuff that I know that he likes. But Daniel has recently gotten way more involved, and he put together a special Christmas spectacular gift guide for you.
You guys will not even believe it. I mean, I'm not going to tell you what's on there, but it's literally some things.
Lots of things. And a whole big caption explaining his process. If you know someone who's exactly like me,
they are going to love it.
And here's where you go to see all of this. Amazon.com/shop/Allison Rosen. Amazon.com/shop/Allison Rosen.
And we'll be adding to it.
It's nonstop, you guys.
Yeah.
Okay, here's the show.
Bye.
You guys, I lied. I said the show was starting right now, but I have one more quick announcement. I'm co-hosting a new podcast. It's brand new. It's called Upworthy Weekly. I'm co-hosting it with a guy named Todd Perry, who I'm having so much fun with, although he is wrong about so many things, especially Christmas music, but also other stuff. But anyway, Upworthy Weekly, we come out on Saturdays. Please give it a listen. Subscribe. If you like what you're hearing, leave us a comment, a review on Apple Podcasts. That helps out the show so much, especially because we are brand new. As I've said, between 1 and 4 times right now, I've lost track. But anyway, please give it a listen. It's a lighthearted news podcast. We're taking a look at the most popular and engaging stories from the week before that ran on Upworthy. And it's just what your holidays need. And then when we're past the holidays, it's just what that part of the year needs. It's just exactly what you need. Please listen to it. Upworthy Weekly, new episodes every Saturday, wherever you get your podcasts.
And now, live from Pod Cabin in Burbank, California, it's the Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend show. Tonight, Allison welcomes a guest. He's a writer, producer, and postcard sender to the stars. It's Scotty Landis. And he's a comedian and one-time shower squeeger. It's Kurt Braunohler. Chef Jeff is here to deny allegations that it was his passionate lovemaking that killed Meatloaf. I'm her husband Daniel, saying hop on board the Love Bus and say hello to your new best friend, Allison Rosen.
Allison Rosen, Allison Rosen is your new best friend. Allison, with her the good times never end. Allison Rosen, doing the wavy pencil dance again. Allison's your new best friend.
Hello, my little cream betweens. Welcome to another exciting episode of Allison Rosen is Your New Best Friend. That particular carbohydrate was sent in on Patreon by Lisa Lowry. And I believe that is Trader Joe's incredibly obscene sounding take on the Oreo. But yes, I'm on Patreon. You can get bonus episodes of The Friend Zone. Just had one with Tony Thaxton. Got one with my Upworthy Weekly co-host Todd Perry coming up. And then I just have Allie Ward coming on for a Patreon bonus episode in 2 weeks. All sorts of fun Friend Zone episodes. There's a level where you can text me and I'll text you back. You can see this video right here of us right now. I mean, you can't see it right now, but it's us right now, and you will see it when it goes up. And then Zoom parties. And if you sign up for an annual subscription, you get 2 months free. So 10 months, 12 months. That's what I meant to say, for the price of 10. Okay. Patreon.com/ and you can submit carbohydrates and whatnot. Anyway, very excited to welcome back these guests. You've heard them on the show a year ago, Halloween. So very recently, because what's time anymore? Kurt Braunohler, hello and welcome back.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Nice to see you. Scotty Landis, hello, welcome back.
Oh, I'm so glad. I need a new best friend all over again.
I know. We did this however many months ago, and I feel like it's time to re-up our friendship.
Yes, you could have said any amount of time, and Kurt and I would have been like, "It wasn't that long ago." You could have said 6 months. You could have said 2 years. It is just a blur at this point.
Time has stood still for me.
I have had a thing happen where I'll think to myself, "Oh, I got to write back to that email."
Oh my God.
Because they emailed me like a month ago, and then I'll look and it was actually like 5 months ago or 6 months ago.
Yes. I had a meeting this morning. I had a Zoom meeting this morning with a company that they were like, "How long ago did you pitch this to us?" And it was, I'm not kidding, it was December 2018.
Wow.
Yeah, it's about a movie, and I pitched a take on a graphic novel, and they've since like fired 3 people, rehired 3 different people, and then they're like, "We're really excited about this one." I'm like, "It doesn't seem like it."
No, you should see what they do when they're not excited. Then it's like,
Oh,
my father
oh.
forwarded or passed down this email to me. It's from which generation did you pitch it? Jeff Fox, hello, welcome.
Hi, Allison. Good to be back.
Nice
Thank
to
you.
see you.
Thank you.
We can keep this in or we can let it out. I don't know. I'm hearing like, it almost sounds like, is anyone else hearing like wind?
Yes, Scotty, it sounds like there's some wind or handling noise coming on your mic.
It's definitely me, and I'm sorry. I'm in Tahiti, and the only Wi-Fi I can get is if I sit exactly where I'm sitting. I'm very sorry about that.
You are actually
my
in
God.
Tahiti.
Yes, so I can turn.
God.
Maybe I can turn my laptop away from the wind a little bit more. Maybe this will help. But yeah, I'm sorry, guys. This is the best I can do to have a Zoom.
But you also would know the mic he's talking into is not what we're hearing, so that will be recording directly onto a Zoom machine. And
great.
It shouldn't be a problem on that. That's
that
just
should be
the condenser mic blowing.
I'm sorry, guys.
You have no idea how many times it happens that the guest I'm talking to is in Tahiti and it creates a little bit of interference.
I'm so sorry.
Well, let's just talk about that.
Sure.
First of all, thank you for agreeing to do the show in Tahiti. That was not necessary.
Well, I booked this about. Thank you. Thank you.
Look at that.
About 6 months ago, I was looking at the holiday season coming up. I had a big regret when, in March 2020, like many of us, I feel like we all wish we had been trapped somewhere else. And I really had that regret. And I was looking at Thanksgiving and Christmas this summer. I'm like, I bet it comes back. I bet it's bad. So I booked this trip. I've been in Bora Bora, Tahiti, which is the main island. And then I'm currently on Moorea, which is a smaller little island. And I've been here for almost 1 month.
Nice.
Yeah,
That's
sitting it out.
That's
Sitting
where
the car
Edgar
out.
Litig, the famous Black Velvet painter, is from.
Yes.
That's where he lived.
Oh, really?
Yep.
It's really special. It's 2 hours behind LA, so if you ever need to disappear and do a lot of work remotely, I cannot recommend it enough. It's wonderful. Great people.
I'll be right there.
Yeah, meet you here.
I know.
It takes 4 COVID tests to get here, but once you're clear,
Now we're looking at like a rock or something. I almost wish we were looking at the ocean.
I can do that too. It might be a
Let's
little
try
windier.
it.
Let's
Yeah.
try.
It's worth it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What if
Oh my God.
I had a Tubin moment
It's
right now.
so
That'd be great.
amazing.
There we go.
What we're looking at, just so everyone's clear who's not watching this, you can literally see like the outer reef that protects the island.
Yes.
You can see light blue, crystal clear lagoon waters, and then the darker water past the reef. Oh my! And then
that's Tahiti with they're having storms over there. These are storm clouds. So yeah, let's do it. I'm happy to do it.
Wow. So what have you, aside from podcasting, what have you been doing there?
I've been writing a script. I sold a pilot to AMC that's based on a true story about a guy that was the best cat burglar in this small town in Massachusetts, and his big thing was he stole all the Super Bowl rings from the Giants, like broke in and stole 70 diamond Super Bowl rings and got away with it, but then he started giving them away as gifts. So it's a big heist series, and so I've been doing that I've been getting a ton of writing done. It's paradise, and I love it here. I can understand why people end up here forever.
Are you there are you with someone? Are you by yourself?
I travel alone, so I just always do this to get tons of work done. And I try to do this every year, but because I just keep extending it because the LA rates of COVID are so bad that I've just been hiding as long as possible.
Yeah. I know. We have not been anywhere. I also, like you said, thought when everyone started moving and started relocating, when it became clear that really we can work from anywhere, I also was like, and why are we in Burbank again?
Yeah.
And we have not gone anywhere. We were supposed to go away at the end of January, and I rescheduled it to the end of March just because I was nervous about traveling when the numbers were so high.
Yes.
So,
especially with kids, especially with the little kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like such a bummer. Like at this point, I don't care anymore. I just don't care. Like I just want it to be over. But except for that, but like I'm super paranoid just because my kids, because they can't get vaxxed.
When you say you just don't care anymore, like in what way do you mean that? Because I also have stopped caring about most everything, including showering, which is. Just be glad you guys are on the other side of a screen. I mean, it's not that bad, but still, I just am finding it easy to like just let it roll for a few days.
Yeah, that's essentially it. I mean, it's just I feel like I'm right back to March of 2020. Do you know what I mean? Like we're just like right back into we don't go anywhere. We just in these four walls of this house staring at each other all day long and it never stops. This is the only thing I do is I podcast through a Zoom. And so that's why I mean I don't care anymore. It's just like I want to go out. I just want to leave the house. I just want to leave the house. But also when I do leave the house I'm very like careful because you can't get it out of your skin. Do you know what I mean? We've been doing it for so long now. I'm like even though I'm like I don't care. I'm just like, okay, but I'm going to wear 18 masks and I'm not going to go anywhere.
Yeah. And the like COVID math I've been doing is, you know, I think we're staying in, and apologies to listeners who've heard me say this because I feel like I said this kind of recently. But like, we're kind of staying in the house just because I'm nervous about it. And I think a level of low level or medium level depression is like sitting on me. And so I'm just like, I don't have it in me to like fight against it and come up with activities, but we could push against it. We could go here where it's outside or here where it's outside, but then I'm going to need to use the restroom and that's inside and blah, blah, blah. And then I'm just like, I don't want to have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah. Yes. That's essentially where I'm done worrying.
And I did the most dramatic version of that and just fled the country to a place where they've only had 22 cases in the past like 6 months. So
Really?
That's why I picked it. Yeah. When I got here, they had a weekly average of 4 total cases, and those are people they're catching at the airport. So
how are they keeping it so low? Is it because there's not that many people there?
They really locked down, and then it's 9 hours from Los Angeles. So this is way deeper than Hawaii, but you have to get tested 48 hours and then 24 hours before. So basically, my flight was at 11 p.m., so I went the day of, and then they test you twice when you land at the airport. So
twice at the airport.
How long do you have to stay at the airport?
Well, they have a rapid test, and then they have these people with 2 clipboards. So you go get your luggage, and then you wait, and then everybody has a number that they put on your passport, and then they're like, okay, number 89054 or whatever it is, and you're like, yeah, and they're like, you're clear. And then within 48 hours, they do the other test, and they let you know. So if you get it, you have to isolate after that. But they are really just locking it down and nobody here. Everybody wears masks, which is also interesting, even though it's not here. They're just Polynesians are just wonderful, wonderful people.
You know, I'm trying to think if someone said, "Tell me some things about Polynesians."
Yeah,
I don't think I would know. Well, I mean, like I think of the restaurant Trader Vic's.
Yeah,
which I don't
cool
even
bar.
think it wasn't even opened by an actual Polynesian person.
Oh, right. It was like some San Franciscan guy. Vic.
Yeah. Just a guy who was like, this seems fun. I heard a story about him that he would, at closing time, go up on the roof and with a hose start spraying water so it looked like it was raining outside so everyone would stay in and have one more drink.
Oh, genius.
Brilliant.
Like in the 20s, or whatever when he started.
That is enterprising.
Right?
We could all use a bit of that. So then, I guess I know about Trader Vic's, but that's faux Polynesian, so I really know nothing. But I like how they're handling COVID. I was so I mentioned Upwardly Weekly is my new podcast that I'm doing with this guy Todd Perry.
Cool.
And he was just in Big Bear, and he was saying that no one wears masks there.
Oh yeah, I was just there, and it is. I wasn't in Big Bear. I was in Arrow Bear, which is in between Big Bear and Arrowhead. And I swear to fucking God that is the actual name of the place.
And why wouldn't they go Barrowhead?
I
Yeah.
know, right? It's right in front of them, and they're like, "It's Arrow Bear."
Arrow Bear.
And yeah, it was straight up nobody, no masks, a lot of Trump talk in the diner when we
And
went to
then-
pick up our food.
Last week we had Jenna and Al, who frequent guests on this show, used to be regulars. Then they have
Yeah.
moved to Georgia, and they were saying that like it's life has moved on there. So then I think, well, then why are we doing? If life has moved on in all these
Yeah.
places and it seems to be working out okay, what am I doing? Because
Mm-hmm.
somehow, and I'll move on from COVID in a minute. When I talk about COVID, I get people who are like, "We don't want to hear about it."
Mm-hmm.
So. But it's going on, so I feel compelled to talk for my own edification, if no other
Yeah.
reason. But anyway,
Yes.
what the hell was I saying? I know it was about COVID.
In Georgia, that they're
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
that they're loosey goosey and it's all the same there. Yeah,
For some reason, the idea that we are doing all of this and it's unnecessary because it's not a big deal is somehow worse than the idea that like
Oh yeah.
we might die any minute. I could handle that more. And that's weird. You'd think I'd be happier thinking like things are going to be okay. But if things are going to be okay, that's not okay. I need this to be catastrophic to warrant the new way I'm living.
Yes,
Yes.
agreed 100%. It's as if you like went into a bunker for 20 years, then came up and everyone's just been living life and totally
Yes.
fine. Like that would be a real bummer.
Right. You're like, I'm in the basement eating K rations for 20 years, and you guys have been out here having fun.
Yeah, we've been going to film festivals.
I know. All right. So moving on to lighter news, I want to know what you guys think about violently yawning in front of someone. And I will explain. You know when you yawn and you get to that point where you just got to go like, ah! You got to yell.
yeah.
So I was talking. So anyway, to go back to what we were talking about before that I promised I would move on from, but I haven't. Today
It's
was the
okay.
first day I sent my kids back to preschool.
Today?
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, no,
wow.
not in the entire pandemic.
Oh, okay.
They were back at school, but then around the holidays with the
Right.
numbers being so bad, I'm like, I'm just going to keep them home a few weeks. So we kept them home like 3 weeks and then sent them back. I know,
Makes sense.
Kurt, you guys have been sending them back, right? Because I think I tweeted with Lauren about it.
It was like for everything shut down at like December 16th. So it was like December 16th on nothing. And then we had 1 week back. And then Olive's, my eldest, who's 4, her school closed down because of somebody had COVID in the school. And so then that was an additional and it just happened to be like a holiday. So it was like another 11 days. So we had just come off of like 15, 16 days, no childcare, and then right back into 11 days, no childcare. We were going pretty crazy right about there. It was like, oh, are we not going to be able to get work done at all? Like, will we starve? Like, what are we going to eat? Like, can we eat
Right.
this table? Is this table like edible?
Well, I just started watching Yellow Jackets, so I have some ideas for you.
Yes,
So-
me too.
So anyway, send them back today. So I was asking our babysitter how it went dropping Owen off, and I'm like, oh, how did it go dropping? And then I shrieked at her while stretching, and she gave me a look kind of like she was stunned, and I brushed it off with like, oh, sorry, I had to stretch. And then I felt a little self-conscious for, 3 hours after. And I was thinking like, you have your immediate circle
Yes.
that you would burp or fart in front of. It's a small circle,
Yeah.
Yep.
presumably.
Few hundred people. Yep.
Right. Now, is the circle that you can violently yawn, stretch in front of? No, sorry. I've been saying violently yawn. It's really a violent stretch.
Uh-huh.
Is that circle bigger or should it be the same? Because the feeling I got today, and she's not uptight or anything. She's cool. But still, the feeling I got was like, I should have kept that. I should have kept that body movement and sound just to the immediate burp fart people.
Oh. Did you feel like she thought that you were saying she's boring? Do you think she thought you were insulting her? Like, oh, God, get me out of this conversation? Or was it just
No.
you were so casual, it was living room casual?
It was it really happened in a living room, and
Oh.
it was living room casual. I think it was more like the just like guttural biological sound I made while stretching.
Yeah.
It wasn't ladylike and it wasn't attractive. It was just
Did she yawn? Was it an addictive yawn? Because I yawn whenever anybody yawns.
Just the
Yeah.
fact that everyone's saying yawn, I want to yawn.
I
Yeah,
do too.
know. I'm fighting
Again,
it.
It's so weird.
I said it wrong. It was a stretch. It was
Yeah,
like
it's a stretch.
Okay.
I don't know what I did. I don't think I did that. It was just like I kind of like growled or something. I don't know.
But it was on the phone, correct?
No, it was in person.
Oh, it was in person.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I don't think. I think your violent stretch community should be larger than your burp fart community.
Thank you.
Burp fart is primarily because of smells. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
a violent stretch is just like you being a weirdo, and everything else is like, oh, this offends me. Like, I don't think a violent stretch is offensive. It's more just like, what the fuck is going on? And if you're
That
like,
was-
I
yeah.
stretch like this.
That was
This
the
is how I
feedback
do.
I got.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
So,
like
but-
her looking at you going, is this a seizure? Where's this going? Did I dial 911 and wait to hit send? What is going on here?
Yeah. This all tracks with the feedback I'm getting. And I just think that I was acting like I was in front of my own family who just maybe I don't know, do you guys stretch this way?
I notice a lot of, I think it becomes a dad thing. I notice a lot of dads in airports just really leg up on a chair, really leaning into that
Oh,
hamstring.
you've seen me do it. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I like a good dad stretch, which is like, it's totally inappropriate. I mean, it's totally inappropriate where it's just like, you're not at home, my friend. But arms, I don't know. I feel like arms are, you get a little bit more of a free pass because, we use our arms to communicate.
Right.
Legs, now you're doing
dad,
something.
I'm dad stretching everywhere. I am dad stretching everywhere. I have to. I just like, I am now at that age of like, if I do a mild physical thing like walking, I
Yes.
then have to stretch afterwards, or like my back seizes up in the middle of the night. It's what's wonderful about getting older. It's fantastic.
I like this.
A friend of mine just threw his back out flossing his teeth.
No.
Legitimately flossing his teeth.
That's how it happens. And
Yep.
that's why I constantly am like doing little stretches, because I don't want to like be incapacitated because I like looked to my left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think you guys are right. I think it's a dad move. I'm not a dad, obviously.
I think you should own it. And that's,
Yeah.
I think you should create that space that it's okay for
Yeah.
you to do that.
Yeah, if
I
we're
think you
picking
should
our
be allowed.
pronouns, I should be able to stretch wherever I want.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't stretch shame you.
Yeah. So, but I do want to know from listeners, tweet me, ARIYNBF, email us, ARIYNBFshow@gmail.com. You know what? I'm going to open up the phone lines. Usually I just, solicit voicemails on a
That's
certain
cool.
topic or whatever. Actually, that's what I'm doing. Do you stretch like I do in sort of a violent, frightening way? 323-553-2331. Let me know.
Now, do you
Okay.
typically stretch like that, or was this just like it? Because sometimes you have those yawn stretches where it's kind of at bay, and then it kind of sneaks up on you real fast, like a sneeze, and then you.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
I thought I was having a conversation, and then suddenly my body was like, we need more space, and your vocal cords need to get involved. It was like one of those early morning, like, ugh, when you first wake up kind of things, except it was midday.
So here's my question for everyone is, this isn't a stretch, but do you guys ever have chills that way where all of a sudden your whole body just goes like
Yes.
that? Yes.
Not often, but I have. It's almost like a ghost walked up and like
Yes.
snuck up on you.
Maybe
Yeah,
it
yeah.
did. Maybe it was a ghost.
Mm-hmm.
I think that the counter argument, Allison, would be that it's a compliment. That
I
you
agree.
felt so comfortable around this person
Yes.
that you feel like they are in that circle of trust. And so if they were offended, maybe it's just they were a little envious of your freedom and you were
Yes.
acknowledging how you feel about them. I would go the other way and say that you are the better person for opening up a little in front of them and, being comfortable.
Yeah, it's your
I
body. Your body,
love
your
that.
choice.
Thank you. That is what that
agrees.
means, right? Your body,
It
your
is what
choice.
it means. My
That's what
daughter
it means.
has a book that's called My Body, My Choice, and we talk about it all the time. I don't even I can't remember the last time we read it. It's been years since we've read it, and then
She
every
hasn't
once in
even
a
been
while,
alive for that many years.
she's been alive for 4. Yeah, I think we read it when she was 2, and then she'll always just be like. I'd be like, here, I'm going to put you up here. She'll be like, my body, my choice. And I'd be like, okay, you crawl up yourself.
Yeah.
That's great.
It's an interesting thing,
That's so funny.
this whole like teaching consent to little kids.
Yes.
Which of course I'm in favor of.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like they don't really have full control over what happened. Like I was thinking about
Happens to their
that
body, right?
when I took Owen, my 2-year-old, to get vaccines. And I just felt like such a Judas. Like I felt so like, I know you love me and trust me and I keep you safe. And also I'm holding down your arms while they poke a needle in them. And I feel like such an asshole.
Yeah.
Is it a reward system? Was it
Yeah, I
like,
do-
but
I
we're
do
getting
rewards.
ice cream? Like, was there's a cookie in the car if you don't punch me?
I mean, he got a lollipop and a sticker for it,
Pretty
but
good.
Sticker
with
goes a
him-
long
that.
way.
It's more than I got.
I know. That's so true. I would have they should have done better stickers. I thought that in March 20 or whenever the vax came, 21. They like the I voted sticker became such a social media thing. Like the fact that they didn't have the coolest. I mean,
Yes.
a really cool hologram
Yeah.
sticker, there'd be 20% more people vaccinated.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah, with Elliot, that's my older one. Bribes really work, like really, really work. With Owen,
Good.
he hasn't quite. Maybe we should try it more. I don't know. It's funny you say that. This is like a couple other people have mentioned bribes recently in relation to him, and like it doesn't seem to move the needle for him just yet.
Interesting.
But
Is
maybe
this
it
like
will.
a way that you can gauge the maturity of your child? Like, oh, he started using the potty at 1.5. Oh, he started being bribable at 2.
Yeah. Right.
Yes, I think so.
He started.
We've been
taking drift at
actively
3.
blackmailing him since 9 months, but bribes are only starting to work.
My 2-year-old, I don't think connects. He doesn't understand the bribe system.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like he's coming into it, but I think he's the same as well. With Olive, with my 4-year-old, bribes totally work. Especially with shots and stuff like that. She'll be like, okay, like I get this after, and I'm like, you get this after, and she'll be like, all right, okay,
Cool.
She's grifting at a 6-year-old level.
Okay. Important segment now. This
Ooh.
is yes, please, or oh, please. Have I done this with you? Where I mention.
I don't think so.
No.
Okay. Now, I'm going to mention a topic, something that affects all of our lives, possibly on a daily basis.
Yes, please.
Facetious.
Yes, please. Oh, please. That's much crap.
Okay. This is going to be something controversial. I'm not looking for diplomacy. I'm not looking for both sidesing it.
Sorry.
I want a hot take. I want you to be as spicy and fiery as you like. You might get people have been canceled for less.
Okay.
So I just want to know. So if you're in favor of this thing, it's a yes, please. And if you don't like it, it's an oh, please.
Got
Okay.
it.
Coconut jelly beans.
Yes, please.
Oh, please.
Interesting. Say more with your rebuke.
Jelly beans are supposed to be sweet candy. A coconut is like cardboard wetness. No, thank you. Get it out of my candy.
Uh-oh.
Jeff?
Cancelable.
I don't think I've ever had one. I hate to demur on this question, but I don't think I've ever had a coconut jelly bean.
What? I'm an oh please. No, sorry. Excuse me. I misspoke.
It happens.
Jeff, cut that out. I'm a yes, please. However, and I was thinking
Yes.
about this because speaking of bribes, Elliot, for the longest time, he's wanted a gumball machine, and I've been
Yes.
like, I don't know what age. It's a real rite of passage for a
That's
child.
cool. How old is he?
He's going to be 5 in a couple weeks.
Perfect.
I think that's
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah, I get it.
So, for the longest time, he's wanted. I don't know what age, gumballs are okay, but he's wanted one and I've said that when he's older, he can have one. And he keeps making the point that like he could put other stuff in it besides gumballs.
Peanuts.
Yes.
Yeah. You know what's funny is he was FaceTiming my Daniel's mom, and back when he's like, I'll just get a gumball machine and I'll give the gumballs to other people. And he was like, do you like to chew things and not swallow?
That's the best description of gum imaginable. That's the exact sales pitch for gum.
But that is a concept that like 4-year-olds are just barely on top of. Like Olive had her first gumball like a couple months ago, and she was like chewing it. She's like, this is interesting. It's like candy, but you don't swallow. And I'm like, you don't swallow. She's like, this is interesting. So you just don't swallow it. You just keep chewing it. And I'm like, you just keep chewing it. And she's like, I swallowed it.
So he got this gumball machine, and we got some jelly beans to put in it. Those little jelly bellies. And this is what made me think about, it sounds like you guys went to schools where the rules were different, but at my school, the rule was you could not ever say you liked a coconut jelly bean. I don't know why, but like, it was a very,
Really?
Yeah, there was a few things, in my school, no one liked black licorice jelly beans.
Yes.
And no one liked coconut jelly beans. Jeff, they're opaque white, and
So they're
only
like
assholes.
jelly bellies, not jelly like the cheapo
Correct. These are jelly bellies.
CBS
yeah.
jelly beans.
Yeah, the Ferrari of jelly beans. The jelly
Exactly.
belly.
The gold standard.
I will
Yeah.
say in that case, then I probably have had one, and I'll say, oh please, I'm not a fan of the fake coconut flavor.
Oh,
Yes.
Coconut I like, but coconut fake coconut I'm not into.
Interesting.
I know. I
Scotty.
feel like Scotty's under pressure being in Tahiti right now. Like,
Yeah, there's a guy
his
holding a
signals
coconut
beat-
right here.
there's a guy with a machete and a
coconut.
coconut standing behind the camera. Like, we let you in here. You signed a thing that said you have to go big on coconut if we let you in.
Yeah, Manu. All right, yeah.
It's interesting because I get how the black licorice flavor
Yes.
is polarizing, even though I like it. I get that it's polarizing, and like if
Yes.
you eat a black licorice, then you eat a lemon next, and then it's just chaos or whatever. But
Yes.
to me, the coconut one is so inoffensive. So it's
I think
interesting.
that's its problem.
Oh, wow.
It is so. It's not making a statement. It's not a. It's not a strawberry. It's not a cherry. It doesn't have a pop. It doesn't have a zing. It's coconut. A jelly belly should be exciting.
Interesting.
Good argument.
So arguably, the coconut is the antithesis of this segment.
Mm.
Because this segment's about strong
Yes.
taste.
Strong
and the
opinion.
coconut is just, okay.
Switzerland. Yeah.
Yeah.
Coconut is a flavor that you add to other things, like seltzer, like chocolate, like, I don't know, a macaroon.
Pina colada.
Exactly. Something with, you got to have something else. You got to have a little pineapple in there.
Yeah.
But it's like just by itself. Meh.
The
fine.
Jelly Belly Pina Colada is very good, too. That is
Yes.
a good jelly bean. We've
'Cause-
talked about on Bananas that the butter popcorn is the worst Jelly Belly.
Mm-hmm.
I agree that it's
Ooh.
okay.
Yes.
I agree it's bad.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to say bubblegum as a flavor, disgusting. Tutti
Pretty weird.
frutti, get out of here. Sizzling cinnamon, no thank you.
Yeah,
There's
cinnamon's
a
the
few,
worst for me.
There's some jelly bellies that are bad, and buttered popcorn is in there. Apparently, there's now a caramel corn flavor, which my husband
I'll
ate.
try it.
Mm.
And then I said, "Is there another one in there?" And he's like, "Oh, sorry, there are only two."
What a bad, not
Partner.
husband, what a bad breakdown of like, they're like 2 per. We're going to
Two
make
per,
them come
yeah.
back for more.
No, I think bad husband is fair.
Yeah, okay.
I think he didn't need to do that. Okay, I'm glad we've canvassed that.
50-50.
Listen, guys, speaking of things that are delicious, I want to tell you guys about Imperfect Foods. How about a 3-for-1 New Year's resolution? Reduce food waste, save time on grocery shopping, and eat more fresh and delicious food.
Yum.
Think that's too good to be true? Think again and try Imperfect Foods. So Imperfect Foods is a grocery delivery service that offers an entire line of sustainable groceries that taste delicious and reduce waste just by embracing the natural imperfections in food. So perhaps you've seen them on social media. It's like an orange that's not perfectly round. I mean, this is produce that has more character.
Yeah.
Sure, you could get a pear that looks like a drawing of a pear. Or you can get a
Boring.
pear with a little personality that tastes just the same, arguably even better, but has some character. On average, Imperfect Foods customers save 6 to 8 pounds of food with every order. And unlike on-demand delivery companies, Imperfect delivers weekly by neighborhood, a unique model that produces 25 to 75% fewer emissions than individual trips to the grocery store.
Wow.
Plus, say goodbye to packaging guilt. Imperfect Foods is the only national grocery delivery company that makes it easy to return your packaging after every order. All the food they've sent me is amazing. I like the selection. There's all sorts of stuff. It's not, I mentioned the produce, but it's not just produce. Recommend it highly. Right now, Imperfect Foods is offering our listeners 20% off your first 4 orders when you go to imperfectfoods.com and use promo code Allison. Again, 20% off your first 4 orders. That's up to an $80 value at imperfectfoods.com when you use promo code Allison. Join the movement at imperfectfoods.com and use code Allison. Okay. So, Kurt,
Yes.
I follow Mike Sachs
Yes.
on social media, and I've had him on the show, and he is delightful. And he has a book out about a conservative radio host guy that I think is QAnon, but the avatar and the photo is you.
Yeah, it's me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's that guy's name? The character?
I forgot. I'm still waiting to actually get the book in the mail. But yeah, we did the photo shoot for the character, and he's supposed to be like he used to be like a stand-up in the, in the late 90s, and he was like edgy and cool, and then he like turned right-wing. Like so many that we've heard of in the past.
I'm familiar with this phenomenon.
Yeah, we know this trope. And so, yeah, Lisa Whiteman did the photos, and she contacted me and asked me if I wanted to do it, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. It'll be fun. And so we did it like in mid-pandemic, and yeah, it was a reason to get out of the house.
That's
I just hope no one ever is like, "That's you." I think I've been pretty clear about where I stand with my politics, so I'm not too worried.
Yeah, and in all the stuff I've seen, like if you dig into it for a second, he's like, "This is a parody.
Yes.
This is comedy." So you are the visual embodiment of this character. Did you also like do any of the audiobook or anything like that?
No.
So
It's just
your
a photo
photo.
shoot. It's literally just the photos for the book. Yeah.
I gotta look it up to see what it's called, because
I think there's one of like me on a horse wearing a MAGA hat, like in the middle of Main Street, Austin, with the Capitol in the background, and
Yeah,
the horse is like rearing up.
holding it up to the video. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
It's Kurt
Look at that
with
guy.
a cigar in front of a flag.
Yep. Smoking a
Okay.
cigar in his podcast studio.
It's called Passing on the Right, a memoir from the award-winning host. Okay. It's called Passing on the Right by Skippy Batty Battison.
Oh, Skippy Batty Battison.
That's
He
you.
was huge in 1998.
Skippy Battison.
So, Kurt, you guys have been recording Bananas while, Scotty, you've been to Tahiti and
Yes.
all the other places, Bora Bora and
Yeah.
Moorea. I want to say Mauritius, but that's wrong.
Moorea, yeah.
Moorea. Has it made you feel bad about your life staring at his background?
Though, the one time I was very jealous is that he sends me videos of him feeding pizza to the fishes. and that was like, I was like, I'd like to feed pizza to the fishes.
Yeah, it started as most amazing discoveries do. I ran out of bread, and I looked around my hotel room. I was staying at a place right over the water, and I had a slice of pizza, and I was like, well, let's just see. And there's black-tip sharks swimming around, and it's very beautiful. And I just tossed it out there innocently, and out of the blue came the biggest fish I saw the entire day and ate it in 2 easy bites.
So
and that was
funny.
about 3 weeks ago. So about once every 4 days, I throw a couple pieces of pizza in there. And they love it. I mean, they absolutely love it. I don't know if NASA needs to know about this. I don't know if the World Wildlife Fund needs to know about this. Emperor long-billed fish love pepperoni pizza. They love it.
You know who needs to know about it? Or who is like demanding that everyone know about it, probably like the worms and the crawdads and the frogs or
Yes.
whatever it is that is used as bait.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're probably like, let them know. They can. That's
Use
how they sound,
pizza.
probably. Use pizza.
It's like the Chick-fil-A cow. It's like, eat more chicken. Like, there should just be crawfish walking up and down the shores of Moorea just holding pie. Like, it's cheap. 8 slices, $12.
But are there not signs? Like, I imagine there's signs that are like, don't feed the fish pizza.
They tell you to. I'm not kidding. They tell
Oh,
you
really?
not pizza, but when you get to your room, they're like, and take bread at dinner and feed the fish. And so I said, okay. And I started doing that. And it's just the number of fish out here is crazy. And then I just was like, let me just see. At worst, it would sink and some crabs would eat it. And somebody would have a delicious pepperoni crab claw later this week. But no, the fish were super into it.
That's so cool.
Also, early in our friendship, Kurt was already a really successful sketch and improvising actor, and he and Kristen Shaw used to go to Australia and Edinburgh and London and do all these it was so cool. So early in our friendship, like I was just a broke waiter, really admiring these guys having these amazing adventures. So I think now that he and I get to travel and tour with Bananas together, it's just slowly we're just coming together. It's like both sides are equal, and one day we want to do Australia. That's our Bananas
I can't
goal.
wait.
So you can see what in Australia eats pizza.
And then
Koalas
kills you.
eat pizza
God, I bet they do.
I bet
Yeah.
they do.
slowly.
Like one of those pizzas that's also like it's like a salad on a pizza. Like
Yeah.
put eucalyptus on it,
Yeah.
you know. Don't take this the wrong way, Kurt, but with what Scotty just shared about how like you're slowly coming together, doesn't that suggest that your career is declining and meeting him in the middle
not
as
what I was
his
saying.
is on the ascent?
Yeah, that's what it means. It means that I peaked early, and now I'm slowly coming down.
Slow
I'm meeting
descent.
Scotty on the way back as he's going up.
Which is weird because I'm declining too. So we're just like two skiers just going down the mountain together.
Yeah, just going to be like, it's only Tacoma from now on.
Yes.
That's the
And
only
open
place we're
graves.
going.
Have you
Yes.
guys been touring? Have you toured during the pandemic?
We did a big tour or little tour in like October, November, December, and then we're starting back up in March.
Mm-hmm.
How is it? Is it fun?
It's so fun. It's so
It's
fun.
amazing.
It's amazing. The Bananimals is what we call them. They are very enthusiastic and
Yes.
they're a good crowd. They're just
Great
very. Every time we go to a place, they're like, your crowd is really nice.
Yes.
Like they repeated, like the venues say that to us, and I'm just like, that's great. I love that. I love that our crowd is nice.
Yeah.
And we try
And
to do a
do-
lot more than just record. We try to just not sit there like we're on our feet. We have a giant fan guy that just blows up whenever we like a punchline. We try to make it interactive as possible. And
Wait,
Yeah.
is that true? Do you really have one of those guys? And by the way,
Yeah.
again, everyone get on Patreon so you can see the video of me being a fan guy.
Yeah.
But the way that Scotty just moved his body was similar to how I stretched in front of our babysitter.
quietly stretch.
This is a
fun.
visual. Yeah, this is one of those things that I shouldn't talk about out loud, and yet I talk about it out loud ad nauseum, but it's been a while. I have done my podcast a number of times live, but to me, it's like this like nut I can't quite crack, where I think to myself, like, I feel like I should be doing more than just like kind of as a bit, like I hired a choreographer who like we came up with some dances. So I like opened the show Sketchfest with a dance, and I danced to my songs, and
And you had that sequin top that you bought just for that?
I did. And some listeners then went out and they got similar sequin jackets. It's a good jacket. But I always feel like I need to make it more than just a podcast. But then I've heard like, no, they just want to see a taping of the podcast. I don't know. I've tried it like so many different ways. Sometimes I feel like I really nailed it. Sometimes I don't know.
Yeah, it's a
there wasn't
tricky
even a
one
question.
because
Yeah.
podcasting is like it's a radio show, right? We're just
Yeah.
talking to each other, and it's a great conversation, and you feel a little guilty that you're inviting people to come out and just watch a conversation happen.
Right.
The one element that we added besides our fan man Charlie Fromage is we added Bananas Confessions, where we put a confession box in the lobby and they know it's coming, and then you basically leave out index cards and they write real confessions, and that's a huge hit. Like
That's
that
fun.
people love, and we're like, make them real. We read them anonymous. We're not like, okay, who did this?
Yeah.
But they're great. And that way, it's like a small thing that's fun for Kurt and I. And we get, I would say we get like over 60 confessions in an audience of 400 people. And we read them as many as we can before we feel like it gets stale. But it's interactive in a fun way where and we record it and release those episodes. So then those people anonymously are part of the show.
That's
Yeah.
what I was going to ask. So you do release them as episodes? Because I also know
Yes.
there are
Yes.
podcasts who will tour, but it's like a separate thing.
Right.
Like they don't release them.
We found that just the energy of the crowd and the way Scotty and I are with that it's the episodes are really punchy. So they're just very funny. And people have been like, hey, there's a different energy to these live shows, than they enjoy them. I want to say, you know what I want to do next time we have a show is get a guy to do a live ice sculpture during the show. Like, even if he's in a different room, but like just be working on, so it like starts as a block of ice and by the end of the show, it's like a banana ice sculpture. That would be pretty
I'm in. Yep.
I don't think I've
Right.
ever seen someone make an ice sculpture. Have
The
you?
only time I've seen it is in Groundhog Day, where Bill Murray learns how to do ice sculpture.
Yeah. I'm in. If it was
So-
non-COVID times, we'd pour like Jägermeister down the slope of the banana and really
Yeah.
have a hit, but we won't. We'll let it melt sadly and then throw it behind the venue eventually.
So I want to give an update. This is now 3 week in a row update on my usage of exclamation points.
Okay.
Jeff has been here for all of this. I can't remember. Jeff, you can remind me. My update this week might be the same as this should be its own segment. It should be like exclamation point watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have a jingle for that just yet. This is
I
the
know.
closest. This is the closest I have.
Do-do-do-do. Horrendous accent alert. Yeah, I
Close.
can't remember what mine was last week, but I just to bring so you guys know, I sent an email. It was like, "Hi!" exclamation point. Would you be available on this date? If not, no worries! Exclamation point. It was like 90% exclamation points. And then I was like, this is too many exclamation points. And then my friend Jackie Johnson, who you guys probably know, she's like, yeah, people see right through that. And I was like, well, that wasn't what I was saying.
Wow.
But so anyway, I think it was the no worries exclamation point. She's like, you got to strip that out. So then I tried to go get rid of no worries, get rid of exclamation points.
Okay.
I was feeling like all of my communication was unfriendly. And then I recently decided not only am I not using exclamation points, I'm just going to even use more of them. I'm just fully
Yes.
embracing it.
Good.
Jeff, was that where I was last week?
I don't think you had I think you were headed in this direction, but you hadn't made this definitive of a choice yet.
Cool.
That's my recollection.
So now I don't care.
You're
See
owning
through
it.
it all you
Yes.
want. Everything has so many exclamation. This, as I said to Jeff, the world is cold and unfriendly. My emails don't have to
Absolutely.
be.
Yes, I agree. I like that you like a lot of exclamation points.
Me
I
too.
also, as a writer, it is my because I write with my wife a lot, and I'll write a couple scenes, and then she'll like look at them and just be like, "Do you realize that everything everyone says has an exclamation point?" And I'll be like, "Well, it's it's with energy," and she's like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, we don't need an exclamation point on every single line." She's like, "One per page, one per page." And I'm like always like, "Where am I going to get it? Where am I going to get my exclamation point?"
Yeah.
One
We
per-
lost grandma.
One per page.
Well, no, it's not
In a
a
script.
hard rule. That's not a hard rule.
That's a lot of discipline, though. I don't
Yeah,
think I
it's a
could
lot
do
of
that.
discipline.
Yeah, I mean, I get it's like using the crash symbol the entire time. It's like
Yeah.
if you are using them all the time, then which ones really count? And you know which ones count? The ones that have 4 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every sentence gets 1, and then you sprinkle in extras, and then you got to use your emojis. I don't know. I'm in a weird place.
All the exclamation point talk has totally crashed my dome, and I was just sending an email this morning to a client that's all business, no comedy, all business, and I
Boo.
used exclamation points, and then I took them out, and I thought, well, that sounds very bland, and then I put the exclamation points back in, and I thought, how do they know that my exclamation points are happy exclamation points? exclamation points used to mean you're mad or you're yelling, but now it's like, hey, fun. So I don't even know what they mean anymore.
It's all because a period seems angry and without humanity.
Yeah.
Right.
Boredom
Which
is
is
cool.
also weird.
It's all because we evolved to be able to communicate with a face, and now that or with an inflection in our voice, and now the majority of communication we do every single day is just tippy tap typing, and we want to try and bring some sort of humanity to it. And I think an exclamation point is us reaching back into time to connect with our primal selves, with our Australopithecines, with our Neanderthals, and bring some humanity. Even those things are not humans. Bring some of it to the modern age.
It's my way of saying, these are my eye teeth. I'm friendly. Or maybe baring those teeth as if you're angry. But here's my teeth. I'm friendly, and here's my hands. They're open. I'm not holding a weapon.
Right.
But it's also like the lazy Gen X or elder millennial way of not having to open up all the emojis and choose one because I'm not wearing my
Also
reading glasses
true.
and I can't tell anymore.
Yes.
Yes, the young emoji game is strong. When it comes the other way, a lot of emojis coming in. And it's also the ha 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 versus the LOL.
Which one are you
or
guys?
just the I'm the ha ha ha.
Same.
I've become a ha. I've become a long.
I've
like,
become a long
5 A's.
ha. Yes, me too. For some reason, ha. Because it's almost
a long ha.
Yeah. Because it also that is. I feel like that's more knowing. Do you know what I mean? Like you're acknowledging I'm also writing a laughter, but it's like an acknowledgement that it's also silly that I'm writing a laughter.
Which one corresponds with if you actually laughed out loud?
Ha for me.
Oh.
I will write that actually made me laugh out loud.
Sometimes I'll write that too.
I will.
Yeah.
I do that too.
It's all because
No,
I
it's
try, I'm like, not anymore, but for the longest time I was really trying to avoid ever writing LOL. I just didn't.
I don't like LOL.
Yeah.
I think it's because so many real basic people say
Not
it
me,
for
not
like,
us.
no, we're cool and different. Say it for like every sentence when there's no LOL happen. They use it like I use exclamation points. Yeah, so I just go ha 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 ha. I've seen some people make use of the bah ha ha.
Ooh, that's
my
a
brother
compliment.
does that. My brother does that, and I do not like it.
That
Really?
means
Why?
He got you.
It's like I for some reason with me I connect it with a larping like computer speak of like bah ha ha, like it's a person who also says brouhaha.
Yeah,
it's
a person who also says like whilst or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know
lady.
whilst.
Yeah,
What's whilst?
whilst
While
like I
doing.
whilst do
Oh,
that
oh.
for you.
Oh, I pronounce that as whilst.
Oh, okay.
Wait, is it the same word? WHILST?
I don't.
Yep. Whilst. Yep.
And also, I don't even
That's
know if
whilst?
that's it. I
Lest.
don't even know if that's it. That I like
got it.
that specifically thing. But do you know what I mean?
I thought
It's like,
whilst
Yeah.
was like I will like whilst you're making bread whilst I am brewing beer for our brew.
Right,
ha-ha.
right.
I thought it meant like
A bahaha. Yeah. Yeah. I just thought that was pronounced whilst. Maybe I've been saying it wrong this whole time. Okay. The person, the computer LARPing person, to me, that is a person who writes heh, H-E-H. And
my goodness.
also
yeah.
occasionally will say lulls.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Predator life, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
None of those people have texted me. So many people fell off over the last 2 years. But I did LARP once, and it was very fun and
did?
exciting.
You did?
What did you do?
When I was in college, there was one of my friends was like, "Did you know at the student union this weekend there's going to be a thing called Dragon Con?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "It's like live action role play." And I was like, "Never heard of it." And then there was like all these different. It was a lot of different like card games and board games and figures and stuff, but it was very small. It was like 40 kids. So we showed up curiously, not to pick on anybody, just to see what it was all about. And then we felt like we were the outsiders and that they felt like we were judging them. So when one kid was like, do you guys want to do a LARP with us? We said yes. We were like, absolutely. He's like, great, come back at 3 p.m. And it was like the morning. So we come back and we're just in an empty classroom. And the thing was called Collision Imminent, the game, or the world that we were playing. And it was that we were all different characters on a spaceship that was going to crash. And I was a senator that secretly had to convince somebody to tell me some plans. And then we just socialized for half an hour. And I would be like, well, I'm a senator, and I'm very curious what's going on in the control room. And do you know anybody that works there? And it's kind of like Clue.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Collision Imminent. And somebody figured something out, then it ended, and I think like the fish, we all went and ate pizza together. So.
How is it different than improv, really? It sounds like it's
nobody
not
was
funny.
Yeah, nobody was funny in it. But also a lot of times improv isn't funny. So It was exactly like bad improv. But it was fun. I mean, it was innocent. We left. We didn't go like, those dorks. It was like, got it. Have your fun. And then there was, is it boffing? When you hit each other with foam weaponry? When you battle
I
medieval
hope
stuff?
it's called boffing.
I love that if it is.
funny.
It sounds like onomatopoeia.
It's like foam swords and maces and shields. And then one time I was walking through Prospect Park and these kids were just annihilated. And so if you get hit in the arm, you can't use that arm. You get hit in the leg, you can't use that leg. And they were just wailing on this poor kid who's like holding up his foam sword, like defending it to the grave. Seems like a pretty fun Sunday afternoon.
Boff. So your brother's into this, Kurt?
No, he does not LARP. And I know if he hears this, he's going to be like, what's up, dude? What's going on?
You think I'm a LARPer?
He does say bah ha ha ha. And I think when he says it, it's like a little aggressive. Do you know what I mean? It's like evil
I gotcha.
laugh. Bah ha 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 ha. I feel like it's
yes.
an evil laugh, like an evil genius laugh. And that's why I say I don't like it, because it always feels like he's like, bah,
right.
like at my expense.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My comedian stepbrother made another silly. Bah, ha, 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 ha,
I'm trying to think how I would type out the evil laugh.
I would go with the M, I think.
Mwaha.
I would go
Yeah.
M-U-U-H-A-H-A-H-A.
Or bwahahaha, B-W-A-H.
Oh, yeah. Mwah, mwah, ha, mwah, ha, ha, ha.
Like Vincent Price.
Listen, you guys. I don't know about your male grooming habits, but if you want to get that all squared away, I have something that can help you, and it's called Manscaped. Roses are red, violets are blue. We love shave balls. How about you? Valentine's Day is coming, and we know just the gift to give. Didn't that roll off my tongue so smoothly, like something I say all the time? Yeah. I love poetry.
Like smooth balls.
Like smooth.
Sign me up. I'll take two.
Valentine's Day is coming, and we know just the gift to give that special someone for any and all occasions. This Valentine's Day, it's time to give him a gift that 4 million men worldwide trust from Manscaped, the leaders in below-the-waist grooming. Use my exclusive offer. Go to manscaped.com and use code BESTFRIEND for 20% off plus free shipping. I wish Daniel was here to be able to speak to. He uses all the Manscaped products. He loves them. He could give you some detail about how smooth the situation. I could also. It's smooth. Nice. And then also there's like body wash and shampoo and like our shower is. Well, it's all my stuff. And then all his stuff. It's all Manscaped brand. It looks great. It smells great. He loves it. Here's a product he will absolutely love. The Lawnmower 4.0. Their electric trimmer is designed to trim the hair on loose skin. And get this, the trimmer's advanced skin-safe technology reduces cuts and nicks on his delicate areas. It even has a 400,000 LED spot. No, excuse me, 4,000K.
4,000K.
Isn't that? I can't do that.
4K.
It's 4K. Okay. Never mind. I was doing some math that's unnecessary. 4K LED spotlight so we can shave anywhere your heart desires. Get 20% off and free shipping with the code BESTFRIEND at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code BESTFRIEND. gift his Cupid an arrow from Manscaped this Valentine's Day. And then I also want to tell you guys about Fabulous. Fabulous is an app for setting goals, sticking to healthy habits, building a daily routine you can actually keep. Making these changes should be easy, right? Well, if you're not sure how or where to start, then it's time to try Fabulous.
Yes.
You know it.
I love it. It's fabulous.
Look, I don't allow any apps to give me alerts, but I am allowing Fabulous to give me alerts. It's like let me see if I can find it. I really should know the name of it's like a research lab that was incubated at a top university. The name is escaping me right now, but they did did all the research that they do as super intelligent people.
Yes.
Who know research and data and science to figure out what works for behavior modification and for sort of optimizing productivity and all this stuff. So you sign up and you state what your goals are. My goal is to feel more energized. Now, I don't know how they're going to get me there, but they claim they can. And we're starting with like a very small habit building thing of just waking up in the morning and drinking water.
Great.
And like
And
I
then
had to
taking
hold
Adderall.
Exactly.
That's their second step.
And I had to like hold my finger on the screen as this ring got bigger and bigger and bigger, which was like my commitment to this. I can see the way it's starting to like rewire.
I like that. I like that.
Things. Yeah. So it's a habit-changing app that gives you the tools and skills you need to feel healthier, more productive, and fulfilled, helps you break free of negative habits while helping you build new, healthy ones that stick. Start building your ideal daily routine today with Fabulous Premium. Get 25% off Fabulous Premium by going to thefab.co/bestfriend. That's thefab, THEFAB.co/bestfriend for 25% off Fabulous Premium, thefab.co/bestfriend. All right, let's do some iTunes comments of the week.
Yay.
Allison wants your iTunes comments. Allison wants them, yes she does. Please leave her some iTunes comments and don't forget to click 5 stars.
All right. This one comes from Mama Duty. It says, love the show. This podcast never disappoints. I love Allison's interviewing style, and the Thursday Gang combinations always have great chemistry and bring the laughs. However, not everyone feels so positively about my show. Now, usually I have Daniel read the negative ones, but I think I'm not going to this time because this one says, too much Daniel. 2 stars. I enjoy Allison tremendously, but I can't stand her husband.
Okay.
Envious.
Yeah.
They wish they were Daniel.
Perhaps.
Yep.
And by the way, I've been having some, there's been sort of been having an extended conversation with a hater, which I know is a real bad idea, but there's someone who, who submits negative reviews of my show, but they're funny. So sometimes I'll read them during iTunes Comment of the Week, which really should be called Apple Podcast Comment of the Week, since now it's Apple Podcast. But anyway, and I made a plea to him, which was, you have a comment for everything I do. Like, you listen right away to no matter what I do, you listen right away and you have a negative, funny comment about it. So how about keep submitting your takedowns? But how about a 5-star instead of a 1-star? Because that actually helps the show you love to hate. So he recently changed his most recent one to 5 stars.
Cool.
It still has nothing positive to say about us. But thank you for that change. I appreciate it, person that I am not acknowledging, but I am. But I'm not.
Very good. But you solved that in a very mature and adult fashion. I think you're right. Like, if he loves to hate, and some people just love to hate everything, you handled that really well.
Thank you.
People are still talking, Allison. They're still talking, you know?
That's what you want. You just want the conversation. You know?
We weren't sure if anybody was going to listen to our podcast, and then when we got lucky and people really liked it, so Kurt and I were like, we need a nickname for him, just for our fans. And so we had a few floating around, and then we landed on Bananimals.
Which is the best. Bananimals is the best.
I love it.
It's great for merch. It's really fun, and everybody likes it. But the day the episode came out where we're like, we've decided on Bananimals, we got like a 1-star. That was this listener who was like, really? You're going to call your fans animals? I don't think so. Unsubscribe, not listening to this anymore. We both sent it to each other like, this is awesome. So wherever that very angry woman is, we hope that nobody even says you're beautiful like a peacock. She'll be like, excuse me. I'm a human being. It's like an alien pretending to be a human.
Do you think she really stopped listening?
I mean, she gave a 1-star.
I think so.
I feel like that's her checking out.
What were some of the other options?
Bananas. The bunch.
I wanted primates at first.
She wouldn't have liked that one bit.
No.
We had a lot early on.
Yeah. The Bananards.
Yeah, the Banamily.
Yeah.
But Bananimals just fit, and people instantly were like, we love it, except for one very, very
angry,
definite human, not robot, not alien, who understands the human condition. Really? You're going to call your fans animals? I don't think so. I'm out. She was incredible.
Well, you got to respect that she had a line. You crossed it. That's healthy boundaries.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is what that is.
Yeah.
Her body, her rules.
Let's do some Just Me or Everyone.
Okay.
Sometimes I ponder on something I have thought or done. Is it just me or everyone?
Skadoop doop. All right. So this is where people write in with things they think or do, and they wonder, is it just me or is it everyone? And we weigh in.
Love this.
Okay. Edible Intelligence says, I don't drink coffee, but I do drink the occasional hot chocolate. Any blah, blah, blah. This is a Just Me or Everyone. I don't know what's happening. It's a Just Me or Everyone inception. But it's been happening to me lately where I'm reading something out loud, oftentimes like a children's book to my kids. And my ability to read something and say it is impaired. I don't know why. What is that?
Same thing. I will say words incorrectly.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is. It's something about reading out loud. And also I mean, with kids' books, I think it's like reading out loud where it's just like, it's the end of the day, you're tired, that sort of thing. And I think it's decision fatigue.
Yeah.
Your brain has decision fatigue.
Like choose, but you're not really making a decision. I guess you are making the choice to let your mouth form the words.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I really appreciate something like Dr. Seuss or
hands down.
What's that book
Concise.
that my friend gave?
It's rhyming. The rhyming makes it easier to read when you're super tired.
Oh, the Gruffalo. There's a book called The Gruffalo.
Yes.
That's easy to read. There's a book called Room on the Broom. Although Dr. Seuss are like some of the easiest.
Mm-hmm.
But my son has this book, Good Night Construction Site. And it is like, when you think it's going to rhyme, it doesn't. It zigs when you want it to zag. I mean, it's just all over the place.
Oh, I hate them. I hate it when it's like, you could easily make this rhyme, person who's writing children's book. It's not hard.
No. And also the little Pookie ones are pretty. Sandra Boynton, those are pretty easy to read too.
Love
I
some
think
Sandra
maybe I'm
Boynton.
just distracted and the lights are dim and I can't see that anyway. So apologies, but I thought of it because I'm having trouble reading right now. Everyone else get that same first sip trepidation where you're gauging about how bad you're about to burn your mouth. Just me or everyone. I feel like it's more so with hot chocolate than coffee. Hot chocolate is only ever too hot.
I agree with that. Hot coffee, you know what temperature your coffee is, I feel like. It's the same temperature every single time.
Right.
With a hot chocolate, it's like, it's your wild card. What, you getting it off a hot steaming stove, popping it in a microwave? Anything coming out of the microwave, it's going to burn you. Even
That's
if
right.
it's cold up top, it's going to burn you in the middle.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
think
not
we all
just-
have the trepidation. Not just
Not
I
just
do
you.
that. Yeah.
Totally agree.
I still. What were you saying?
I totally agree. Just
Did you
because it's such an unknown.
Yeah.
Make tea, make coffee. There's a
Right.
temperature, but yeah, out of the microwave. Is this gonna be too hot? Not hot enough? I don't know. Boiling water. When is that
Yeah.
cool? I don't know.
There's
with
only so
coffee-
many holes to pour scalding hot fluids into your human body. So, you gotta be trepidatious. You can only pour hot fluids into your body so many ways, and that's the one that you can, control the most. So, yes, it's your speaking hole.
It's a little bit late for this in terms of evolution, but it is weird how many things we use our mouth for. And it would have been smarter if we had just a feeding hole somewhere else.
Yes.
I feel the same way, but about our buttholes. I feel like it's an inconvenient placement to have a waste disposal in between two pillows.
Yep.
I feel like the only requirement for the butthole is that it can't get into your mouth, right? So
Right.
why not have a butthole on the end of your elbow? That's what I think.
Bottom
a
of your
lot
foot.
easier.
I was going to
On
go
your
foot,
bottom
too.
of your foot too. Much easier.
Hanging out the car window. Do
Exactly.
75. Be fun.
Shoes already stink.
Yes.
Put it in your feet. Yeah. Or you could even put it above your butt
I would
crack. Because it's still back there and it's still coming out of the south end, but you don't have to like you said, get in between two pillows.
And then bathrooms would just be a slab that you lie down on.
Yes.
Fingers threaded behind your head, looking cool.
Like you're going down a slide in a water park, hands behind your head, legs crossed, tilted up, arched back, so you go real fast.
Is that the Big Dipper or is that the Little Dipper?
Yeah.
There's something about a poop chute in your lower back, though, that is unappealing to me.
Yeah.
So
is
for me
it?
personally, for me personally,
This is evolution.
I'm going to go foot.
This is evolution. It's a work in progress. We'll sort it out.
Yeah.
It's going to happen whether we want it or not.
Yeah.
That's coming.
Someone will be born with it there,
Are-
and then we'll see if that works. And yeah,
Put a
Right.
sunfire tattoo around it, and yeah.
Oh, there it is. That's perfect.
Do you think human beings will persist?
We're going to make it, you mean?
Yeah. I mean, I feel like certainly, for many more generations, but ultimately, are we here to stay? Are we just a blip like dinosaurs? Although dinosaurs were here way longer than we've been, I think.
Right.
I was recently reading an interview with the woman who helped popularize Gaia theory, which is like that,
Mother
Earth is
Earth.
and people misunderstand Gaia theory that you're saying that the Earth is conscious or something and a being. But what she was explaining was no, it's that it's a set of interconnected systems that all
Yes.
affect each other. That's what Gaia theory really is. But she was asked this question, will humans survive? And she's like, and I think I agree with her. She's like, humans will survive, but Western civilization will not. Capitalist civilization will not survive, but humans totally will. They're just like the insects of the primate world. We're going to
interesting.
figure it away, but we're going to be in caves and stuff.
Was she asked if the butthole will move up to the lower back?
And she said forehead, which was weird. And I was like, I don't know if I
Yeah.
trust her anymore.
Oh,
Yeah.
that seems really aerodynamically bad.
No good.
You
Yeah.
have the third eye. No,
I'm going to
that's
sell my
bad.
moped immediately. This is not good.
So wait a minute. Her theory was that we're going back to caves? That
She just said Western civilization won't survive the coming environmental collapse.
yeah. It's not to get super deep and sociopolitical, but for a minute I will.
Sure.
I always thought of perhaps someone would say I was indoctrinated to think this way in my schools and whatnot, but I always thought of capitalism as the tip of the spear in terms of sociopolitical. What would I call it? What would you call it?
It was leading the way. It was the best system. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the best system because like communism is beautiful in theory, but it hasn't ever really been. It doesn't work when you try to do it because of the like Animal Farm. Like people can't actually and they won't actually share like that. So that idea of like a utopia, if it could work, would be great, but it's not going to actually work. Like, and the only thing that really works is capitalism. However, lately, I don't know, like, I feel like we're all kind of becoming very aware of the limitations of capitalism and disenchanted with this idea that to exist is to produce, is to work, is, So I don't think I had a point in all of that. Just that lately I'm thinking maybe it's not, the best system, but I don't really know what is better.
I think we're all kind of at that. I think that's a collective feeling
Yes.
in America right now, of like that being like, I don't know what's better. I don't know. I'm not a systems person, but like,
You're not a systems person.
yeah, exactly. Like I'm not qualified to even think about this sort of stuff. But it definitely seems weird that jerk offs are going to space on their lunch break,
Right. I mean, I guess what would be better would be more social support.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Regulated. Regulation.
Right.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
have no idea. Don't you kind of feel like I do? There is something about what you're saying, and in no way trained in economics at all, but it does feel like capitalism parallels human behavior the most. Like it's just like we want to build it up, and then it crashes down. Then we build it up, like no matter what it is, if it's actual physical buildings or an economy or our own personal wealth, it's like there does seem to be some weird like ebb and flow of like we want it all, and then we want it too much and we come crashing down, and then it happened again and again.
Yeah.
But what do I know? I use barter system for everything. I'm in Gelson's trying to trade in old shoes for slices of ham.
Yeah.
I'm a barter boy.
He got to Moorea on an old laptop.
It started with a paper clip, and I traded my way here, and now I can't get back.
I know. My opinion on this subject is I'm going to caucus with Scotty because based on his background, his actual Zoom background, he's in Tahiti. So I think he's out ahead of all this. He's
a true capitalist. That's right.
He's making better decisions than
that's right.
I love those stories that Scotty mentioned about like trading up from like a pin or whatever to like. I was reading one recently. This woman is doing it right now, and she's traded from a paper clip up to a house. She has a small house now, and I read about everything that she's had to do, and I'm like, oh, she could have, because the house is where it's a tiny house. It's worth $9,000. And she's been doing it for a year. And I was like, if she worked at a job, the amount that she works to try to fucking trade this shit, she would have like 3 of those houses. Like she would definitely have made $36,000 at like at a job. And instead she's just like got this like tiny house she can't trade for anything.
Where do you read about this? Oh, because you get all sorts of crazy news from the Bananimals.
Yeah.
Okay. Here sometimes just mere everyone gets deep and philosophical. Ray Morgan says, can't bring myself to delete dead people from my contact list. Just mere everyone. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I haven't. Yeah, I have not done that.
I have a real problem with just like kind of hoarding. I mean, not like a true hoarder, but I could definitely see myself becoming one. I have trouble. I can be sentimental about everything, which is why I hang on to like papers and all this stuff that really I should just get rid of. But I can't because I'm like, but someday I might want to remember which kid played which role in that little play that my son put on. So I'm just going to have it sit on my desk here forever.
I mean, I haven't deleted like a person I met at a bar in 2002. You know what I mean? I haven't deleted like a drug dealer I used once in 2001. Well, I'm going to delete my mom's number? No, I don't think so.
Just mere everyone. Do you ever have I do this. I'll see that dead person, especially when they're recently passed away. I'll see their number in, the text app or in contacts. And part of me goes, I should send a text and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does somebody else have the phone now and they're going to say, oh, yeah, he's passed away? Or I just want to try and see what happens.
They probably just say wrong. If you got any response, it'd just be wrong number because they wouldn't know what had happened, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
See?
no matter what happens, it's going to be a deep bummer.
Yeah, I'm not going to be happy. So, yeah, I shouldn't do it.
I had a friend who had a similar thought about one of those early 90s cults, death cults, and they still had a GeoCities website or a really crappy website. And so she emailed the webmaster for it, and somebody did respond to her.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, I guess if it's still around, maybe that person didn't drink the Kool-Aid or whatever. So I think you should send a text. Send an emoji.
Send an exclamation point.
Yeah.
Wait, which early 90s death cult was this?
I think it was the Hail Bop one.
Mm-hmm. Was that Heaven's Gate?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heaven's Gate.
Where they
With
had
the
Nikes. There was the triangle symbol,
the
right?
Nikes and the sweatsuits or whatever, the tracksuits.
And they would
whatever
pose
that
with
one
their
was.
arms
Yes.
crossed in front of their chests.
Good
I think.
documentary. Yeah.
Did
On
they
HBO, there's
castrate
stuff.
themselves too?
Hope so.
I feel like maybe I'm getting my death cults confused, but I feel like there was some sort of sterilization perfection, whatever. Okay, and the last one, finally, Wit Yao says, "I get exasperated at people who can leave their blinkers on. How can you not notice the incessant clicking sounds? Yes, except sometimes I will realize that I do this, so I don't know. It's a sort of, it's like a metronome. It lulls me, and I'm getting old."
It only bothers me if I'm letting them merge, if I'm trying to let them in and then they're not because their blinker's there. And then I'll go from happy to screaming pretty quick. But if it's just somebody driving in another lane with it and I'm not trying to get over or not trying to let them, it doesn't bother me in the least. So partial everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only time I've ever done it is when I have music up really loud,
Yeah.
so I can't hear the clicking. If I hear the clicking is not metronome to me. It's annoying to me. I hate it.
Yeah.
But if music's up loud, all of a sudden I'll look over and be like, oh, that's just been clicking away.
I'm trying to think what the circumstances are where I leave it. I think it's where I'm trying to get over into the right lane on the freeway.
Yes.
And it's hard to get over. And then I'll just be like, I'll just wait or something. But it's just been going and going. I would like to say hello and welcome to my new patrons.
Allison wants to say thank you to a couple of special people out there who signed up to be new patrons. Patreon.com/Allison Rosen.
I would like to say hello and welcome to Amy Lee Russell. She has signed up for an annual subscription.
Woo!
Reminder, you get 2 months free with an annual subscription. So sign up, patreon.com/Allison Rosen. You guys, it's been so much fun. It's been fun despite the fact that staring at Tahiti is making me question so many of my life choices.
Thank you so much for having us. We love being on, and thank you for having us together. It's a real treat for the Banana Boys.
Yeah, and if you want to go listen to The Bananas Podcast, you can find it wherever you find your podcasts.
Yeah, so plug anything you would like to plug. Maybe
Moon
you
Tower?
just did.
Kurt wins Moon Tower.
Oh, well, also, we're going to have, in March 19th and 20th, we'll be in Tacoma and Vancouver, and then April 13th, 14th, 15th, or something like that, we'll be in Austin for Moon Tower.
We'd love to meet you. Say hi. Say you came from Allison Rosen is your new best friend, and we'll give you a consensual handshake firm with good eye contact.
Mm-hmm.
God, doesn't get better than that. And are you
And
going to have
confess your sins.
Yeah, and are you going to have your dude?
Fan guy?
I think so.
Charlie Fromage? Yeah, we're bringing him out.
Yeah. It's fan favorite.
Do you own a fan guy?
Yes.
He's right.
We bought him.
He's right over
He's
there.
yellow. He's
in
the
that-
third banana boy. Yeah, Charlie
He's
Fromage.
in that box
because-
that says Mighty Box right there.
There
That's
you
so
go.
cool. Jeff,
They're
does
very
it ring
cheap.
a bell that we thought of getting one for Bumbershoot?
Yeah, we thought about getting some kind of wacky things like that, or
Yeah.
stream shooter things.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you were trying to zazzle it up for doing live
That's what I'm
shows.
saying. I always need the zazzle.
Yeah.
All I did was I ended up getting just a
God, Zazz.
gigantic logo to put in the background. It didn't even move.
But we had
Sounds
live
like
music
you
at
do some
Bumbershoot.
stuff.
That was fun.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah, that's what am I saying? That's right. We had
You had Nine Inch Nails playing.
we had Marilyn Manson. In retrospect, maybe a bad choice. No, we had Tom Rapp, who does all the song you just heard is Tony Thaxton, but
Cool.
does the music for the show. He flew out and like played the songs live and stuff, and that was
that's
really
cool.
fun.
Yeah, that's great.
If you guys enjoy what you're hearing, or even if you don't, please leave us a nice review on Apple Podcasts. Leave a review, leave a 5-star rating. I've recently discovered that on Spotify, I know you can rate podcasts. So I'm going to assume wherever you listen, you can rate. Leave us a nice rating. It's just a way to help out the show. Thank you so much. Follow me at Allison Rosen on Twitter and Instagram, and follow the show's Twitter feed at ARIYNBF. Jeff, where might we find you?
You can find me on the social medias at Colonel Jeff Fox, and you can also check out the new hilarious podcast, The Bad Dates Show.
Oh.
We have an episode coming up. First guest talks about a woman he was about to score with, asked him if she had put on some weight, and he answered her truthfully.
Oh, no.
Tune in to find out what happened. One of the other guests, she showed up for a date, and her date apparently thought she was a prostitute. The third guest, he went to pick up his date at her house. The family invited him in, had him sit down for dinner, and proceeded to ask him about his horns and feed him ham because he was Jewish.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow.
Well,
The fun's just beginning.
That was
Feed him
probably an
ham,
interesting wedding.
Like to see if he would eat it?
One has to assume so. The family was wildly anti-Semitic, so
Wow.
it was no accident. I would assume that they served him ham, which he ate. He loves.
That all sounds awful.
Bad
You
date.
guys, thank you so much. Listeners,
Thank
thank you
you.
for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Allison Rosen show? We had a good time, but now we gotta go. Yeah, Allison Rosen is your new best friend.
Salad, salad, salad!